Whimsical British traditions. It seems like the more they move towards a digital age, the more they attach to their ancient traditions. All of the most whimsical British traditions are hundreds of years old, and their eccentricity shows a relevant aspect of British culture. Cheese rolling. It is not a well known fact when this tradition began, but it is certainly hundreds of years old. Experts think it is possibly pre Roman. This established practice has a dark side because it unavoidably leads to contestants falling over each other and sustaining injuries, sometimes serious. Recently, the event has been in jeopardy because of health and safety fears, but the locals are so proud of this custom that they have ensured that the event continues. Guy Fawkes Night. The Guy Fawkes Night commemorates the night in 1605 when Guy Fawkes and his co-conspirators planned a scheme to blow up the House of Lords. Fawkes was caught and the country lit bonfires to celebrate the fact that King James had survived this assassination attempt. This is why large prepared fires are one of the most common ways of celebrating this night. One of the practices that sprung up was the burning of a guy on the conflagration. Children would make them and then parade them around their villages asking for a penny for the guy. And the guy will then go up in flames with the lightning of the bonfire after nightfall. This custom has now largely died out. May Day in Oxford. Balls are often held at the university colleges the night before. Therefore, it is possible to see some students still in their ball gowns from the previous night. Usually, the May morning festivities are the excuse to keep partying all night. So, students do not really get up early to hear the choir. They are usually still out from the night before. Morris dancing. These days, six main styles of Morris dancing survive, and they are named after the regions in which they originate, such as Border Morris and Cotswold Morris. If there is one tradition in the UK that harks back to the olden days, it is definitely Morris dancing. The World Stone Skimming Championships. The photograph shows the exact place where the stone skimming championships take place, the beautiful island of Eastdale, Scotland. World Conquer Championships. The Conquer Championships began after a group of fishermen decided to have a conquer competition instead of going fishing because the weather was too bad. When conkers are hardened and attached to strings, they can be smashed with sufficient force from one's opponent's conker, which is the objective of the Conquer Championships. It does not seem to be a very attractive event, but the spectacle draws in thousands of visitors each year. World Nettle Eating Championship. It was originally a contest to see whose stinging nettles were the longest. One of the farmers brought in a nettle measuring 15 feet and boasted that if anybody had a longer one, he would eat his. Because there was a longer one, he had to eat his, and this is how the World Nettle Eating Championship was born. Young nettles are usually eaten in soup or turned into lovely English tea, but mature nettles are less enjoyable to eat because they have a sharp sting. We would think this is not an interesting competition, but people come from as far as Canada to take part, and the 2010 winner managed to eat 74 feet of nettles.